What's up, everybody? Mr. Rubley. What's up, Mr. Cortez?
Oof, now checking the audio. Give me a second. I'm going to have to adjust
Yeah, you're good.
where I'm getting my audio output from. That's not great. I wanted to go through my headphones, but
Mr. Cortez. There we go.
yep, I got you in my earbud. How's everything going?
You know, what up? It's going.
Yeah, same here. Busy day, catching up with people. Was podcasting on some of the drive, and then on the way back, I started listening to covers of popular songs. And my genre of music is always rock, some version of rock, some metal, that kind of stuff. And I realized when I was younger, I loved Nickelback's version of fighting Saturday Night's All Right for a Fight by Elton John. And I go back and listen to it today, and I'm like, this is not as good as I remember. Now that I've gotten older and acquired. Yeah, it's not as good as I remember it, but I remember jamming to that all the time, so it's okay. There's a lot of good music out there these days, and I've been hanging on to some Dayseeker and getting some other bands in my repertoire. So
one of the ones that I was really surprised, because I'm kind of the same way, I like listening to like different covers. I found a metal cover of John Legend's "All of Me," which was freaking phenomenal.
That sounds fantastic. I would love to hear that. Some of the stuff I've been listening to, I listened to Dayseeker's frontman Rory's got an amazing voice, and he did a cover of Adele's "Hello," and Adele's phenomenal. Like, she's fantastic. So to have a guy be able to do those vocals is insane. And then just Our Last Night's another good one. No Resolve's another good one. They do a bunch of covers. Like, I'm a fan. You know, I've always been a fan of covers.
Yeah, State of Mind's really good for rock covers.
State of Mind is really good.
And
I
Drew
love
Jacobs.
Okay, that's a new one. I'm gonna have to check that out, because I don't really I don't really ever I want to see the influences, right? I don't ever really want to tie myself to the original. I want to see how the new band or new group decides to take their version of it. So yeah, it's a big thing for me.
I also I found a rock/metal version of "Kissed by a Rose" from Seal, which was really good.
Oh, you know what? I think I've heard that one.
Yeah,
I had a friend of mine share that with me, and I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, you can see I dusted off the old guitar when it's funny because once I restrung it, I hadn't played guitar in a long time. And so I restrung it. I got some strings from a local shop, and I'm restringing it, and the acoustic, head of it is different than like the straightforward like Stratocaster head that I had. So as I'm stringing it, I go to the third string, and I'm like, oh shit, I fucked this up. So it looks a little wonky on the head, but it sounds fine. It sounds great. It's probably a little out of tune right now.
What gauge string do you use?
I'm really just a campfire guy, so I go by the suggestion of what they say in the shop. So I'm not really that far into it because, and then I have the same take with golf. If I deep dive into it, I won't let go. I'll 100%. It'll take up all of my time. So I only do enough to where, hey Vic, go play something real quick. All right, but you sing. Like that's kind of where I'm at. I'm a little shy about my voice. I did do choir my senior year of high school, but I'm not I'm not singing for people, not for free. Throw me a bill.
Throw some bills.
Yeah. House Pros Bowling, and there it says Peyton Parrish does a really good rock cover of Mulan song. Believe it or not,
Yes,
that was actually one of the I used that song in one of my videos. If you scroll through some of the like highlight reel videos that I have for a minute long, I do have that on there, and I love the Mulan soundtrack. But specifically that song, I'll randomly play it while I'm on the highway. I'm like, you know what? Give me some Mulan.
The album that they just dropped is actually really good too. Peyton Parrish's new album. It is a faith-based album, but it is really, really good.
No, that's good to hear. Yeah, music's very dear to me. So, like I said, when I'm in a rut, you'll see me deep diving into music. I'll listen to sad music to make me happy. Like I'm that kind of guy.
Well, I'm one of those guys that if I'm losing focus on the lanes, I'll put my earbuds in and I'll go to rock and metal, and it'll actually slow me down.
No, gotcha.
I'm the same way. If I'm listening to faster beat music, it'll slow me down. If I'm listening to slower beat music, my speed goes like through the roof.
That's crazy. I never I can't bowl with earbuds in. It's be way too much of a distraction. I hyper focus once I'm on the lanes, but it's funny how those dynamics works. Like I said, for me it works when I feel like getting back into my rhythm or getting back to normal. I'll put on the saddest song by Dayseeker that would make anyone cry, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the night I discovered this, I shot like 150 game one, and it was like steam was shooting out of my ears. So I put my earbud in, went to Spotify, just played the Black Album by Metallica, and I noticed that my feet pace was slower, my arm swing was smoother, and I shot like 240, 240.
Yeah,
oof.
It's crazy how that works, because I stumbled across the same thing, because I was like, oh, I need to pick up my speed, and I put on something like really upbeat, and I'm like throwing like 13 miles an hour. I'm like, what is going on? And then I put on something slow, like Phil Collins or something like that, and all of a sudden I'm throwing 18 miles an hour.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably do that if I started playing the Tarzan soundtrack, because he was huge in that. I would just be like Strangers Like Me, and I'd all of a sudden throw it 100 miles an hour.
Right.
Oh man. To segue into the topic at hand, so to speak, your reaction on the last video of the doubles tournament, 100% justified. I do not care what language you used. Jazz did not do anything to sell you out during that tournament.
No, and that's the thing, and I don't know if I can swear on here or not. I'll keep it mild, but the reality is, the reality is that she did bust her ass for me the entire time, and you hear me say that in that video. That's my raw reaction clipped from the live stream. And so I remember we were bowling, and usually like when the lanes start to burn up, that's where I start to like really put games together. And so we had even joked about it. I'm like, well, this is my opportunity to catch up. Well, she still put, the gas down. She still hit the pedal and was scoring. So I was the backpack. And I didn't mind that because we were both bowling pretty good, but she bowled better than me. So she busted her ass for me all day. She ran into bad ball reaction when the lanes were nasty. I mean, I kid you not. Like, we're bowling on there, and I'm like, I'm confused as all hell. If I didn't have that Ion Pro Solid in the bag, I wouldn't have had a ball reaction. That literally was the only bowl that worked in that situation. And she was doing everything she could with the hand injury to try and carry, and it didn't pan out. So I don't ever get upset at the type of messages. I typically don't get upset at the type of messages about like where I should be playing and all this stuff. It's usually the audacity that somebody has to come in and tell me what to do. But that was a combination of the two. That was like, oh, you feel the need to say something like that and you think she's selling? No, dude. That was my raw reaction. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're trash for that opinion. Your opinion is hot garbage. So, and I told Jasmine, man.
Yeah, and when I saw the part of the lane she got forced to move into, I was like, oh no, she's in trouble.
Yep. And all of a sudden her angle is super shallow and it's got a tip at the right point, and it would either hook early, or if she got it through the spot, that's where she left the bucket, and it just kind of didn't want to face up. And so she was in bad ball reaction. There's nothing she really could have done in that moment. She actually didn't know that I said that before I hugged her and said, hey, you busted your ass for me, because I told her as the comments were coming in on that video, I'm like, hey, keep tabs on these comments on the last video. And she was like, I had no idea. I'm like, I got your back all the time. Me and Jasmine are tight. Like, she's one of my, we're best friends, you know, so anyone attacking her is attacking me. So that kind of thing. Like, I'm going to come to her defense 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, me and her were scouting your forward pairs when you were in St. Chuck, and I love her to death. She's absolutely amazing.
And she's the one that I can mess with every now and then, because I don't know if you were around when I said it. You might have been, but she's like, I can't keep watching you throw shots. You always mess up when you throw shots. And I was like, who do you think you are, thinking you're that important? And it shocked her face. She's like, you just said that to me? I'm like, Jasmine, relax. We're besties. Like, you can take a joke every now and then, but seriously, it's not you, it's me, you know. But she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
All I'll say is you were lucky you broke out that Cubs blanket after I left.
Oof. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I had that in the car ready to go. That was pre-planned. I'm like, I got to do something. I'm in St. Louis territory. And, you know, that's why, like, I have my gear ready to go all the time. You know, don't think. Here's the thing. A lot of people would just be like, you won't do that. Yeah, well, who's going to say something about it? If you have a problem with it, and let's go. These hands are free. You can catch them all you want. So
yeah, exactly.
That I was walking through that whole bowling center from the low end where I parked all the way through with that Cubs blanket, and I had a giant smile on my face.
I mean, I do the same thing when I'm in Chicago. I go decked out in my McGuire stuff just to make everybody mad.
Oh yeah, you have to. Like, why? It wouldn't be fun otherwise. Like, I still remember the amount of times I went down to regionals in St. Louis where they're playing at Wrigley against the Cardinals, and I'm just having dinner with my Cubs hat on, and everyone's booing me like, "Woo!" Like. Why? But it wouldn't be fun otherwise.
Exactly.
They're losing to the Rangers now, but
the Rangers are actually a decent team again this year. I don't know what happened to them last year when they fell apart, but they're back to being decent and contending for the AL West again. It's really weird.
It's like the Braves. The Braves are on top with the Cubs, and you know they weren't having an abysmal season, but definitely not Atlanta caliber that they've had the last since they won. Even before they won, so let's say 6-7 years. Like, it was a rough season for them, and you know that's why I love baseball. You get 162 games out of the year. I played it myself. I probably played 100 games year round, and with all the practices, 2-a-days, hitting the weight room, I loved it, and I always go back to it with a lot of the stuff that I do mentally with bowling. It's a lot of these sports are relatable, but that's why I've been using the analogies like. Sometimes you get one off your fist and you know dump it into right over the second baseman's head, and sometimes you hit one on the screws and it's right at somebody.
Right.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Well, and that's the thing is I get to live vicariously through my kid now because my kid's playing baseball for the same high school I played baseball for. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be awesome. You gotta be loving every bit of that.
And it's really funny. Like I took my wife was at a game and took a video of one of his doubles that he hit, and I look at it, and he's got almost an identical stance to one of my favorite Cardinals who tragically passed away way too early. His batting stance and his follow through and his setup looks identical to Chris Duncan's, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, that was my favorite Cardinal on the 06 team, not named Pujols.
I would mix mine up all the time. I never had anything set in stone. It just kind of depended on what I wanted to do in the situation, which is how I take bowling these days too. If I wanted my hands low, like, you know, just to kind of emphasize getting into a load, I would do that. If I wanted to keep them high because I was getting a little bit too anxious and slow the drag down to get it back into a load position, then I would do that. You know, so Cal Ripken used to do that quite a bit. So when you think about it, like it's stances. Yeah. Like you can't really, you know, say it's a bad system because one of the greatest of all time, you know, at their position has done it.
Right.
So that was just my mentality with a lot of this stuff has always been like, you have a goal. You have a goal. However you achieve that goal is whatever. Do whatever you got to do to get there. So, I mean, that's why I mix it up all the time. Now with bowling, I'm trying to find a good base because, you know, part of the reason why I probably got asked about, like, first of all, I didn't even realize it was Mental Health Awareness Month. And so this is kind of timely that this is happening at this point, that I'm going through this burnout and kind of trying to fall in love with the game all over again, because for doing it for so many weekends in a row and then mixing league in between, you know, I don't really practice in between because of the fact that, like, I wanted to save myself from burnout. I could feel it coming with all the travel that I've been doing and everything like that. Now that I kind of took the pressure off, now we can rework everything to have a solid base, but still have that adaptability in any situation.
Yeah, and the retool videos that you just put out, one of the things that I noticed that was a big change, and you said it was going to be hard for anybody to see unless you were using the multicolor ball, is you're getting the ball into more of a diagonal roll as opposed to the heavy rotation, which when you get deep inside, you're putting a lot of side rotation on it. And you were playing deep inside in this video, and you still had the diagonal roll, which tamed down everything down lane. And I was like, ooh, Victor found something.
That's kind of the thing that I've struggled with a lot because of the environment that I grew up in. I developed this role in this game that really wants to burn up in the front and negate all that ball reaction in the back, because that's how I had to control with lanes. And now that, I mean, bowling is ever changing. And so now that we get into a situation where everything is now still hooking in the front, but also all this equipment likes to back end like crazy, I'm trapped. And so I had to rework a lot of stuff, because what I was doing, especially in the last month, was trying to get myself in a position where I could match up the best I could for the scenario. I did that really well at the Masters. I did that, just missed cashing in that, in a field that was loaded. I mean, fucking loaded. And I got myself into a position to where I could have cashed, but scores just went up, So now we're building something to where the ball roll has changed. I've gotten my first flare ring off of my thumb, so that's really good news. And it's repeatable. It's something that I want to do because, in baseball, I was a catcher. Mm-hmm. And so I was always in the game. You're always receiving it. You're always looking out you have the field of vision, and everybody else has their back turned to another teammate. And unless you're in the outfield and you have your back turned to, if you're in Major League Baseball, numerous fans. If you're not, probably in our park, our Legion field, we had ivy because it's Chicago, so we had ivy on our field, and there were a bunch of gnats. So you had your back turned to the gnats, hoping they weren't biting you. But so there's always an athletic move when you're catching, when you're receiving and getting to pop up and either pick a guy off first or pick a guy off second. So I naturally want to do something explosive, and I was lying to myself when I said, yeah, this feels good. And I feel lazy as shit at the bottom. Like, it's just, I needed to do something.
See, and now that's the other thing why we relate really well, because I pitched.
Yeah. I pitched too, but this thing is never throwing another baseball ever again. It's done.
Oh no. My son's like, I want to face you in live ABs. I'm like, you might get 3 at-bats before my arm's enough.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I take a lot of that mentality that I had in baseball than I do in bowling. And, the burnout was really real. When it happened, it started to kind of fizzle a little bit. Like, I was anxious and I was excited to get to the Masters. And I had some pretty decent tournaments leading up to that, but definitely could have been better. And then I get to the Masters, have trouble with the approaches. They were really sticky, and everything was going fine. Then I realized I had probably the shittiest burn squad out of the 3 groups. It was terrible. Like, everything was over under. I couldn't get anything going on that day. I actually went minus. And then, so my 2 fresh days were my big score days. And then when you tally everything up, I did miss single pins that 3rd day. I did miss single pins, but that was because the humidity in the building changed because it started raining that morning. Mm-hmm. And I was already fighting approach issues. So I'm like in my slickest sole and my slickest heel without like completely falling out on the approach. And so there really wasn't much I could change with that. But like all of a sudden I missed a 3-pin. I'm like, well, that's fucking weird. I haven't missed a spare all week. And then I missed another one. And I'm like, shit. And all of a sudden, like my heel is gluing to the approach. And I'm like, this is not good. And then I look outside and it's raining. I'm like, fuck, dude, this sucks. So I had to make an adjustment. So I forget what the third spare I missed was, but after that, it cleaned up pretty well. But if you negate that and you take all the 8-pins I left that week, I would have cashed easily. And that's where we started fizzling out.
And the 8-pin video, I mean, I feel your pain, and I know how much it makes you mad. But every time I 9-pin on my live streams, even though I know you're probably not there, I'm like, yep, hey, Victor.
I talk about it all the time.
It's the one true tap in bowling. You can usually have, like, it's the 9-pin for a lefty and an 8-pin for a righty.
Yeah.
And the part that annoyed me over time, like I'm the 8-pin guy, obviously, but the part that really annoyed me is everybody had a fucking solution to it, and it would just piss me off. It's just like, well, it's your angle, well, it's your speed, well, it's your ball. Like, shut up. Like, it's not.
It's bad luck. It's what it is.
It is. It's like you have too good of an angle to hit the head pin so hard that it hits into the 5-pin before the ball gets there. And I was getting really tired of people telling me, like, everyone likes to joke about it, like. And that's when I knew I was really hitting burnout, when it aggravated me even more. I mean, because there was a difference. Like, because I'm like, there's nothing I can change. Like, I'm just screwed in this situation. Like, I just 8-pin. My ball roll just wants to 8-pin. So
it's the unsolicited advice. Like, if you're not asking for advice, and I don't know why people want to do this to people, especially like I saw just last week. There was a person that's throwing 110-pin average, and they're giving advice to people that are throwing 200 average. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why?
Right. And that's why I say in my comments, it's the audacity. It's not the message. The message I can just throw out the window, like, okay, I don't really have to listen to you. It's, why do you think, for me, it's, why do you think I'm going to listen to some Joe random on the internet?
Right.
You know, like, what are you going to do for me? Like, I've been doing this consistently on the weekends. I've been doing this consistently at the national level. Like, I go out every now and then. The Masters is something I regularly do. And I've been improving every single time I go to the Masters. This is the closest I've gotten to a cash. The last time I went before that, I was, I had a good day too. And then I back to back 8-pinned in the last game of that. And I was going 250, 260, 250. And all of a sudden the first shot, I think I might have struck on the first shot. And then I 8-pin again, and I throw another one. It's aced. And I'm like, and I turn to the side and I just go, please don't fucking 8-pin. And I see it and I just put my head down. It's in my TikTok. Like that's where the burnout has been. I don't feel like I've been physically thrown to bed. I can genuinely, like, you have to be honest with yourself in those situations. Am I trash, or is it just circumstance? And for some reason, it's been circumstance, like, for consistently for the last 2 months. And I got tired of it. Because I felt like when I finally got to the Illinois Masters, which was my last actual tournament that I traveled for, when I needed score, I'm like, something's going to stop me from scoring. You know, I'm going to throw it good and something's going to stop me from scoring. And that's when I knew I needed a break. I'm like, I need to walk away. I need to figure out whether I'm doing this because I love it or I'm doing this because I'm good.
Are you guys done with the summer leagues yet? Or
we started. Yeah, we started our summer league. I had been off of my fall league for like the last month and couple weeks. Like we ended pretty early. But last week I did commit to a summer league, and last week I bowled. It's a house that I really like. But I ended up shooting 730, and then we have this last game where you can win extra money. The top 6 series in the building go ahead and bowl one more game against each other. First gets $75. Second gets 50, third gets 25. And you also get bonus points too, because this is an individual league. So you get a point for every person you beat series wise for that week, but you also get a bonus. I think it's 50, 30, 20 or something like that. So I ended up finishing second in that, got an extra $50 and bonus points. And it was a pretty good night, you know?
Yeah, I made the executive decision this summer to not bowl summer league for about maybe the second year in the last 5 years. because I was like, I was like, look, I finished on a hot streak. I've got some important tournaments coming up this summer. I don't need the distraction of summer league bowling. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the summer off. I'm going to enjoy the summer with my kids and my family, and hit the nationals, hit the Springfield doubles, and hit a couple other throw-in tournaments towards the end of the summer to warm up for Winter League. I don't need to bowl summer this year.
Yeah, and everyone's at a different capacity. Like Brian, I don't know if you bowl at all in the summer, but you know, it's
typically I do. I know that if I'm going to do it this summer, because we're still wrapping up our fall and winter. If I do it, I'm only going to do one. Another alley strikers. They're going to be doing, instead of Tuesday summer league, they're going to do Tuesday night sweepers, where it's going to be different sport shot every week. So that's that's definitely something that I'm going to do. And I just want to get into more terms, to be honest. I think, especially because I feel like burnout kind of happens to a lot of people this time of year. You get done with your fall season, and no matter if you're bowling well or you're not bowling so hot, going into summer leagues, it could be pretty hard on you mentally as well, because you're going to have a lot more people that are coming into the bowling alley that have high handicaps. So you're going to be giving up 300 pins before you walk through the door. And if you're not prepared for that and you can't accept that, you're going to be beating the bejesus out of yourself.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing with, like, back home, Jerry Mars runs a bunch of tournaments down in the Chicago area, but every Friday night he runs sweepers where you bowl on sport shots.
Yeah.
And, you know, that used to be a caliber of like 30 to 40 people when he first started. Now, I think last week he posted he had 136 people that bowled it. And these are people that are competitive. They're either already like, because in the Midwest in this area, this is our regional season.
Yeah.
You know, so this is where the guys that bowl tournaments are ready to go. Yeah. And so I also kept that in mind when I was thinking about burnout. And I'm just like, you know, this is the time of the year where people are putting in work. Yeah. And so when you bowl in those fields regularly, like, it's even, especially depending on the expectations that you set for yourself, I mean, you can cave fast. But I wish more places did the sweepers, because it would kind of let people know what the experience is like. Because I think some of the expectations we set ourselves is a little bit unrealistic, you know, because we aren't familiar with the environment. And so it's something that I wish just more places in general did. We tried to get a couple things running out here in Nebraska, and not enough buzz about it, but I think we could have structured it differently to kind of get it, you know, going, advertise it a little bit better, that sort of thing. Jerry puts in the work to, you know, as soon as the first one's done, the next day he's got stuff posted for the next one. It's a Facebook event, and then people sign up. They let him know if they want to bowl it or not. And, you know, it's a good environment to put some work in and get exposed to that environment, because mentally you have to be sharp if you want to make those cuts, especially out there, because there's a lot of good people from Chicago that'll bowl in that, a lot of up and coming youth that are really good. And you get randos like me that are, hey, I'm in town visiting my parents and I want a slice of Illuminati's pizza. I'm going to go bowl. Mostly the pizza, because I just had the last time I went to Portillo's, and I'm like, it's good, but I think next time I'm just going to get pizza.
Right.
Well, and that was the other thing, too, is the last time I was up in Palmyra, which is up by Hannibal and Quincy, I was bowling a doubles tournament there, and there was about 3 teams completely randomly from the Kansas City Baddies Bowling Club.
Nice.
One of them was wearing the Baddies yoga pants, and I'm like, I recognize you guys. And they looked at me a second, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we know who you are too. They're like, but we're not actually from Kansas City, we're from Nebraska. And I was like, oh, well, then you know my buddy Victor. They're like, oh yeah, we bowl with Victor all the time.
Yeah, he's a hothead. You don't want to be around him when he's bowling bad. But I'm way looser in league than I am anywhere else. Like I said, tournaments is kind of tournaments, and I said it in a video too. Tournaments is what I live for. League is fun. League is throw on the DJ, throw on the music. I'll be jamming. In my lives on Wednesdays, majority of the time, I'm singing along to the songs that are out there. But tournaments is literally what I live and breathe for, and it's just I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because like it's that gratification of all right, I need a shot here, let's go, versus me jamming out to Usher and singing "Let It Burn" during league and going for the front 10 or whatever. Like it's a way different environment.
I mean,
I'm still trying to get you to do La Cucaracha during your league.
you gotta talk to some guy about that, because I guarantee you can get it in there. If you really want me to salsa dance on there, you can talk to the right person about it.
I think also the league it helps in league because you're also on team atmosphere. You have people that can help pick you back up and carry you along the way. When you're into tournament time, it's all on you. That's you. You can't. You got no one else to rely on. It's go time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm learning a lot too. It's like there are some times where I give in to other people's perspectives a little bit too much, probably, and I need to like realize, like, hey, I just drove 6 hours to a tournament. I'm not going there for validation or for help from somebody in the area. Like, I'm going there because I think I can compete.
Right.
Like, I need to rely on me, myself, and I more often. And I think that's another thing that I've realized in this burnout is that I'm looking for the solution too often. You know, I got to be ready. I got to be prepared. I got to put into work and trust myself in those situations a lot more, because, you know, when you stone enough of these 8-pins, you're just looking to the sky like, what the fuck do I got to do, man? Yeah. Like, you know, it's just, you know, you look for help, and it's just help was not what I was getting for a while. So that's what I said. And that's what added to the burnout. And now we're trying to get confident again to go back out there. And I had to have the realistic conversation, like a real conversation with myself. Do you do this because you're good, or do you do it because you love it?
I've had that conversation with myself more than a time or two, yeah. Especially when it's like, you know, you come off of a month and a half long heater where you're hitting high 680s, low 700s, and then you just hit the freaking brick wall and you can't break 6 for 2 weeks in a row, and it's just like, okay,
yeah,
what's going on? You know, are you still wanting to do this? Is there still a passion for it, or are you just doing it because it's something, like you said, that you're relatively good at, and that's something that a lot of people can't do?
Right, and especially in this environment. Luckily,
every time the answer is like, what are you even talking to yourself about this for? You love this sport. You've loved it since you were 5 years old. Shut up.
I find that especially when I feel like I am getting burnout, that's when I will fall back and I will watch every bit of film that I have on me throwing, and I will compete the crap out of myself to figure out, like, what is it that you're doing wrong. There's got to be something in there that you can fix. It's just going to be a little bit to get you back on the same path, because if that one thing throws you off in the approach, man, you're gonna have that stuck in your head the entire time.
Yeah, and that's something that I was doing like within the first month or two, when I really hit this like tail end where I'm like, I don't want to touch a bowling ball, at least not competitively. That's where I kind of just started throwing it until something felt right, until something felt good, because I had no energy to analyze it. I had no energy to sit there and pick apart all the little, like, it was genuine burnout. What I did to myself is I took away all the expectations. Obviously, I'm in an environment where I create content. You know, I thought about, well, if I walked away right now, I'd disappoint a lot of people. I also told myself, I don't give a fuck. Like, this is about me and my mental health. You know, like, you got to take the expectations away and really have that heart to heart with yourself and just be like, do you want it to feel like a chore the rest of your life? Because if it's going to feel like a chore, you need to walk away.
Yeah.
And so I literally went to the bowl, and I would grab like my 6-ball arsenal or whatever, and I go out there and I just shoot the shit for a half hour, try to find something that felt right, and then all of a sudden, oh, that one felt okay. Let's try repeating that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I'm banging the pocket comfortably. I'm not manufacturing the physical game anymore like I was for the past. Like, I'll even think about, like, it's probably until November is when I had the last big physical change. And even that felt a little bit robotic. This is literally me being like, okay, this is my identity. You know, this is what I want to do. And then once I found that, I'm like, you know what? It does feel good to strike again.
Yeah.
You know, but I had to take all the expectations out of it. There was no tournaments in the future. There was no commitment to league. Like, I told myself, you can walk away from this right now, or you can go chase after it one more time.
I definitely know that a lot of people, especially when they get into the burnout, mentally they're just trying to force shots, and when you're trying to force a shot, there's going to be nothing consistent about it, because you are literally trying to push a shot that's not necessarily there.
Yeah, and you have to think about it. You can't just naturally react. You have to like actually like be like, okay, this is where my body position has to be.
Right.
And that's no way to, like, in a high pressure situation, how do you expect yourself to come out of it, you know, successfully? And fortunately for me, when I needed to score at the Masters and some of these tournaments, I still did it because I've been doing this long enough to where I can manipulate my brain to say, all right, you just need to do this now.
Yep.
But for most people, it's not a realistic expectation. Like, you can't think you're going to be successful in that. So, like I said, in that situation, that's why I said this has got to feel less robotic and more like myself. And now that I've found that, it probably doesn't look as pretty as it used to, but fuck, does it feel good.
I know that, especially if I feel like I'm starting to push shots and trying to force shots, as soon as I get on the approach, I will tell myself, your shot. Slow down. Just take your shot. It's simple. You're making it way too difficult. Just throw your shot.
Yep. And that's all you can ask of yourself because you've been doing this long enough. You know, we also forget that we've been in these situations numerous times, and we've had opportunities to succeed and opportunities to fail. Well, if we stop worrying about the outcome and just make the shot that you can, that process tends to get a little bit easier. And so, like I said, when I hit burnout, I was thinking about the expectation versus just getting up and going. And it's a tough spot to be in. So, yeah, making your shot's huge.
Yeah, when I get into that same scenario where it's like you hit the brick wall, your mind's playing tricks on you, I will literally go to a practice session, tell them not even to turn the monitor on, just turn the lane on and just let me go.
Yep.
And I think of the first movie quote that I think of, because I'm a big baseball movie guy. The first quote I think of is, "Okay, Billy, don't think, just throw. Don't think, just throw." And then you get into that don't think, just throw mindset until you actually let your body do what it wants to do naturally. Then you bury one that is an absolutely perfect shot, and then you turn into Nuke Lelouch from Bull Durham going, "Oh, God, that was beautiful. What'd I do?"
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah, there's two of them that I can go to. One of them is you got to have to in that situation, right? You just got to have to. Secondly,
what the hell was I talking about?
Secondly, it's I want to announce our presence with authority.
Yeah,
because I'm not just trying to get by. I don't sign up for these tournaments to just be like, oh, look, I cashed. No, I want to fucking win. Like, sit there and realize that this is what you want and don't half-ass it. Give it the full effort. Just go. So I know in the situation he got rocked, but, you know, for me, it tells me, hey, you got to get after this. No one's going to hand it to you.
Right.
Well, you don't have Crash Davis at the pin setter telling the pins what's coming, so.
That's true. I have done that before. I'm not joking. One of my pitchers was pissing me off. He just a little side story, but his curveball was fantastic. I'm like, dude, this thing's breaking like nasty. But he wanted to throw his split finger to get guys out, and it would just sit and never break, or it would break way too late. And he kept shaking me off, and I had a conversation with him at the mound, and I'm like, what are you doing? Your curveball's great. Throw it in the dirt. You're going to get this guy out. I go back to the plate, throw the 2 down. He shakes me off one more fucking time. I'm like, just sit back on this motherfucker. It's not going to move. You're going to see it not spin, and it's not going to move. Just sit back on it. And he just ropes it over the trees, and it's gone. Like, it's completely annihilated. And he's like, man, I didn't think he was going to hit it that hard. I'm like, I don't know what happened.
I give you a gift, and you show up my pitcher. Run, dummy!
I have no idea. How do you even know?
Just saying. These movies can't influence us. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. And I've told that to one of my bowling members of my bowling team. I've given him the $1 million arm 10-cent head conversation from Bull Durham before. I'm like, look, dude, you got more talent in your arm than I have, but I've got a really good idea about that 10-cent head of yours.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you know what? And that kind of relates back to what the burnout really is. It's what it is. It's my expectation versus my preparedness. And so it has to, everyone for some reason thinks that if you just automatically throw it good, you can go on a PBA tour. You do have to realize that everybody on the PBA tour also throws it good. Yeah, like that's not what separates them. It's not that Chris Prather throws it better than everybody physically. It's that he's made 2 shows and the World Championship. Like, he's doing it because this up here is operating full strength, so the guys that can figure it out quicker than the rest of the field are the guys that succeed. This whole, you throw it good, you must be good. No, I can expose you really quick. Let me throw the ball a couple times and I'll put out a pattern where you're going to have to figure it out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's a house shot hero, but they don't want to bowl on anything harder than house.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Yeah,
let's level the playing field. Put up even a challenge pattern, something like Dead Man's Curve, and they'll sit there be crying in the corner, and I'm still shooting 180 200s on it.
And I think most of the people fall in the category of like, I understand that this is where I lie, and this is the cap that I want to get to, and that's perfectly fine with me. It's the ones that like to talk a little bit, and I'm just like I can dig into my wallet right now if you want to go 7 games. Like, what are you waiting for? So I think majority of the people do have the respect for the guys that do this competitively on sports shots. But unfortunately, every now and then you get that one clown that's just like, I could take you. All right. Waiting for it. Let's go.
Well, and that's why that entire tournament in St. Charles, I only gave you one bit of advice, and that was because I knew the pairs you were going on. And I'm like, hey, 7 and 8 is going to hook about four boards more than every other pair in this house. Be ready to go left when you don't think you need to.
Right.
And you shot 250 on that pair.
And you have that. Yep, you have that, and every building's going to have something like that, and it's the guys that understand and can see that. Like I said, everyone physically throws it well. It's the guys that can see, oh, there's hook here. I know I got to make a move. You gave me the heads up beforehand. If I didn't have that, it would have taken me a little bit of time to figure that out. But then there are other people that would have no clue about that kind of stuff, about topography, about the age of surface, about that, and anything like that. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think what we do is we try to discredit how much work some of these guys have put in. And so you have to really be confident in your ability. You have to really be confident in what you know and what you don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the best in the world. I'm not, because there's a lot of stuff that I have to learn still. But damn it, I'm going to try and figure it out. And
those poor guys that started on 7 and 8, they shot really good on 7 and 8, and then they went to their next pair and their scores plummeted by like 40.
Oof.
Yeah.
And that's how different, like I said, majority of people don't understand that. It was like, well, all the lanes are level, right? They're all flat. No. And they all break down differently too, because topography will tell you to start breaking it down over here versus the guys on 10 pairs down. They're breaking it down from a different spot because the lanes force them in a spot to break it down from a different area. So
and in that particular house, 1 through 8 is the college practice lanes, so they're beat up 100 times worse than everything 9 through 32.
It's all the scratches on the lanes from the wear and tear from balls going down it constantly. And that's why on the PBA Tour you have these guys scouting out these pairs. When they're at the Masters, you have these reps throughout the building saying, all right, these are the characteristics down here. These are the characteristics down here. On that burn squad, I had a bad draw because we had a lane breakdown, and they end up opening up the last pair in the building. And I kid you not, it went from, I think I was throwing a transformer that first game on the burn block to my next factor moving 10 left, and I couldn't touch it at the bottom. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, you grind out the game, say, get me off this pair and move on.
And then I moved to the low end of the building, which is already hooking different than where I started. And then what I just finished on. Like I said, there's more to it than just throwing it good. You have to have a strong mental game. And that's why I told myself, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not in a spot to compete right now. And I have to analyze if I have the capacity to keep going at this rate or take some time off or walk away. And I had to have that honest conversation. And right now we're at a point where I'm just like, yeah, I want to get back out there.
Well, and I still owe you dinner the next time you're in town. I am taking you to Tucanos. I'm going to hold myself to that word.
I'm up for it. There are some people in here that probably already know the quickest way to my heart is food. And I am not shy about that. It's 100%. You want to get on my good side? Throw me a good food place.
Oh, yeah. Just don't make any plans after we're done, because you will leave that building with food coma.
That's the only way I want to live life. I don't think people understand that enough. Like, I want to be in a spot where I can't move. But yeah, and also, yeah, Fahaj is in there because I'll be bowling with a fantastic partner for holiday doubles. I will be down there too for that. And then I'm sure we're stopping in town a couple times for the regional tour. I don't remember the schedule offhand.
There's always one at St. Charles Lanes, and then there's another one at one of the Boleros in St. Louis County. I mean, they happen every year like clockwork.
I think we consistently went to Lakeside, but I don't know if it's just been all over the place.
Yep. And I'm probably, I mean, I know I'm not doing the holiday doubles, but I think I am going to go over to Bel Air and roll in the sister tournament.
Nice. I need a camera guy, so if you're not, I'm kidding. You don't have to. I do my own work. But it's
if I need to be there, I'll be there for you.
I appreciate that. It is funny because I tried streaming out of there we had a Baker tournament there, and oh my gosh, the service completely non-existent. So I could not stream. Like that stream was garbage. I couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, I can't go live in my alley at all. It just doesn't. Even if I use their Wi-Fi, it's still garbage.
Yeah, and there's that's what I tell people all the time is like I'm at the mercy of the Wi-Fi of the building, at the reception in the building. If there's like a giant like aluminum foil guard up, I have no idea what is going on, but I can't get service. So but I do. Oh, hey, how's it going? I guess I haven't really been keeping up with the chat. I've just been sitting here blabbering because it's like I said, things aren't as bad as I anticipated they would be. Like I really got to a spot where I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to do this. But now I'm at a point where I'm just like, yeah, let me go get it. Let me go after it because something tapped into that type A personality last weekend, and I'm just like, that's the other thing too. Practice for me. I'm on the lanes and I'm ignoring everything around me. Like that's work to me. Yeah. Like I feel bad sometimes because I know people want to have conversations, but I'll literally, if somebody like walks up, I'll shake their hand, say hi, but I'm like, hey, I'm at work. You mind if I, keep going? Like in order to get the success that I want, I have to actively try and get better. So
this exactly
it's not a hobby.
Yeah, that's exactly why I have the headphones.
Yeah.
Even sometimes,
and I wish
sometimes they're not even music playing. I just put them on so that way people don't
as a guard.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that was my defense mechanism. Every time I got mad, that's why I got mad. It's because I didn't want people talking to me.
Yeah.
So anytime you see me fry out, it's because I wanted people to stay away.
Yeah.
Like don't. The worst thing you can do in that situation, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Oh,
I'll want to deck you in the mouth, dude. I cannot. No. It's let me fizzle out. Let me fry out. Let me think it over. I need the space to walk away and say, all right, what happened on that shot? Like, why is it doing that? Why is my ball reaction so bad? Because if I'm at a point where I'm frying, something's like way off. So I need to step away to really think about it and then come back, because every time I step on the approach, I forgot what happened to last shot.
Yeah.
You know,
and that was one of the things that me and Jasmine were talking about. Like, you had like 2 pairs that were just wonky pairs back to back. And you came up to us and you're like, all right, fuck it. Let's fucking go. And I looked, and you walked off. And I looked at Jazz and I went, a pissed off Victor is a dangerous Victor.
Yeah.
It usually is. And that's why, and I have also been told, like, oh, you need to have a level head in this game. Really? Because every time I go into paddock and kick a bag, I seem to strike a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I have to, because it's and everyone works differently, right? I'm not saying this is the right way to go about it, but for me, I have to vent that frustration out somewhere. Lately, it's not that detrimental, but there was a time where I had to go into the locker room and just kind of be like, okay, blow off some steam, dude, because you got to get it out of your system. And you know, when you accept that you're unhappy, and that's my trigger, or like, I don't like using the word trigger, but that's my cue to make a change. It's like, okay, take this seriously, dude. This isn't just a walk in the park. You need to figure this out, and you need to figure it out now.
And if you can use that frustration to benefit you, it's only going to help. But you need to be able to control it. That's the hardest thing, is controlling that emotion so it's not overwhelming you. And now you're thinking more of what you're doing wrong rather than what you're doing right.
Right. Like, anyone ever watch Simo Bowl? EJ Tackett?
Yeah.
Like, anyone on tour, like, they all do the same thing. It's not.
He gets
dude,
hot.
He gets heated. I love that. I haven't watched the whole series, but I loved his episode on Born to Bull, because one, I didn't realize he talked to Gacho like that. I'm like, whoa, like that's something. But what did he do? He got his ass in gear.
Well, and a lot of people don't know that, like, him getting to where he is now was a huge accomplishment, because he was a high school dropout. Like, that dude, he made it happen because he wanted to make it happen. It wasn't
right.
It wasn't like, oh, he was like given the spot. Like, he worked his butt off to get there. And
he probably lived in a bowling alley.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. He probably had to have those honest conversations with himself too. Like, hey, like, if I'm putting this much effort into this, like, I can't treat this like a hobby, and I gotta have some sort of love for it. And he does, because what does he do in his downtime? He'll fix the machines. I don't ask me to do that on my downtime. I'm gonna go hit up my PS5 and go play Final Fantasy or something. But like, he breathes it. It's who he is. Yeah, it's crazy.
And so, a lot.
And you talk about the people that, you know, use the anger and use it as motivation. And then you've got the polar opposite side of the spectrum with Sam Cooley, who's just a freaking robot. Yeah. That dude shows zero emotions at all.
You'd be surprised. I had to cross with him at the Masters. He is upset on the inside.
Oh, I know he's upset on the inside.
Yeah. But he's, on the outside, you can't tell. Yeah, he's like, until I bring up until I ask him what his favorite Taylor Swift album was, and he just said, fuck you. he said something along the line of, like, that shit's trash. Like, yeah, he's a metalhead. So, but it was good to get to know him for those few days. He's a good character, but yeah, like, that's just how he handles himself. I think there's a lot of people that try to stay even keel, because then you don't have the range of emotions. Yeah. But I'm on the side of, for me, I feed off the emotion. I love when people tell me you can't do that.
I absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Have someone say, "Oh, you can't do that," or you need to strike all 3 out in the 10th frame to win. You're not going to do that. You're like, oh yeah,
right. Gosh. Unfortunately, it is probably why I give myself a lot of negative talk, because I'll hear myself say it out loud and realize how dumb it is, and just be like, all right, you got this. Like, get your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
Fine. But everyone's motivated differently.
Absolutely.
The thing is how do you get yourself into a space to produce? Because at the end of the day, just like I said earlier, it's all about get the job done or you don't get the job done. What's the Yoda quote? Like, somebody watches Star Wars in here.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Yep.
Thank you.
But
Someone's gonna be upset, but it's fine.
that was like when I get into that groove where I know I'm repeating my shot and I know everything's going good. I've even said it in one of my recaps when I was trying to do recaps for a little while of my league. I was like, yeah, I'm on a 4-bagger, but I'm like thoroughly entrenched in my Sam Cooley mode. And I turned around and you can see the like thoroughly unamused look on my face.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes you just have to be that way. You know, I don't want to be that version of myself because it's boring to watch. It's not as fun for me either. Sometimes I like coming back and reading my chat and seeing what responses I get, you know, because it's also fuel. You know, I may not respond to everything, but you better believe I read it.
Right.
You know, so I work in a weird way, dude. And a lot of it is accepting how I work. There have been people that have tried to change my mentality over the years. And every time I try to veer from the course, it just doesn't feel authentic and I hate it. You know, it's not like, can people change? Sure. Yeah. But in that moment where you need something, I need to find like a kick in the ass, essentially. Like I don't have time to dick around with a process. Like I just need to go. So
right.
That's why I've just accepted what life's given me in this super positive words of affirmation mindset that I have.
Like, and
I appreciate that, buddy.
I will also add that when people are going through burnout and they are trying to fix something, sometimes they're trying to fix 5 things all at the same time, and that is not really beneficial. Like
no.
your mind is not going to be able to do all 5 things. You need to concentrate on that one thing, perfect that, and then move on. If you try to do it all at once, you're just literally just going to set yourself up for burnout again.
Right, 100%. I think we try to. It's like the get rich quick scheme, you know, kind of thing. Like you can't. You have to process every single thing individually, and it takes time, and there's no time frame. Like it's just until you figure it out. Right. So, like that's why I tried to stay competitive as long as I could and as often as I could because all the stuff that I learned leading up to that point stays with you as you continue to go. What else do you need to learn? You know, and a lot of it, like I said, I know my content is like, you know, it sounds like it's like I've been through it, but there's still plenty more to go through. You know, I'm just getting people caught up to where I currently am in this stage. 5 years from now, I'm not going to be on the senior tour, guys. I'm not that old, but I am probably going to continue down this path at a lower rev rate and lower ball speed. And we're going to have different mindsets then too. It's the adaptability. It's you can't have a closed mind in this environment because that'll also lock you in to you've done what you've always done. So you're going to get what you always get. You know, you have to have an open mind. And that's why this game is such a mental grind. It's harder than people believe it to be. Oh, I average 230 on house. Okay, what does everyone else average?
Right.
Because you're not just bowling yourself, you're bowling against other people in a tournament. There are standings. You have to make the top 16. You have to make the top 5 for a step ladder. And kudos to you for having a 230 average. But
it can still change from house to house. Because, like, I know that I'll get people from strikers that come over to Manor Lanes where I do my leagues, and they get humbled because they're throwing 220, 230 average at strikers. Then they get to Manor Lanes, and they're lucky if they're throwing 180s.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it's adapting to the different environment. How quick can you do it, or are you stuck in your mindset? And unfortunately. Like I said, you can learn as much as you want to learn or as much as you're capable of. And that's fine. But if you want to strive to be at the top of the leaderboard every single week, you're going to have some sort of adaptability. Yeah. And I keep laughing because Heather in the chat says I fight allegations daily. Every time I do my hair in the morning these days, because I'm growing it out because it's some bright idea like, oh, you look good with curly hair. I'm like, oh, thanks. Okay, I think I'll keep it. Unfortunately, Silver Fox is kicking him pretty hard. So that's okay. I like the look. You mean like just don't show it up in a beard yet. Just give it to me on the sides. And
thanks.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I have a problem with it when it shows up on my head, but I can rock the gray in my beard.
The gray
just
beard,
fine.
you're born. See,
No.
I don't know.
This happened at 32 years old, man.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You're giving off daddy vibes at a young age. That's great. That's what I literally like. I have to have fun with all this stuff, right? Because life would be boring if I didn't if I had no personality, no one would watch. Like, and I wouldn't be doing this. So
Yeah.
I just got to make it entertaining. That's why my fry out's entertaining too. Just unfortunately, the mic is here, and it sounds like I'm screaming, but I'm not screaming loud enough for everyone else.
Well, and that was one of the biggest breakthroughs that I had towards the last probably 6 to 8 weeks of winter leagues is, you know, I already play farther right than 90% of left-handers do, but I was always afraid of going even farther right than I sit. And there was one night where everything was hooked too early. I went to my pearl. My pearl was still going through the face. And I'm like, you know what? Dumbass. There's still more boards to your right. Go over there.
Yeah.
Just keep going, dude. Like, what are you doing?
And I made like a 5 and 3, and it smashed the pocket. And I'm like, oh, I can make it hook from here.
Yep. Yeah, we all get caught up in that. When we did that top 6 match last Wednesday, we were on a pair where one of the racks was the 1-3 was wide open. And so I struck every ball in the left lane and I wouldn't strike on the right lane. Yeah. On the third ring 10, I fry. I'm like, what? Fuck you. Like, I'm losing it. And I'm just like, and that's my cue. Just figure it out. Quit doing the same thing you've been doing. Like, it's the definition of insanity. You're going to get what you always have. So just do something different. And I made the ball change and I struck out the rest of the game and shot 250.
How many times does it happen that, say you're on the right lane and you're striking all day, and then you go to left lane and leaving either 8 or 10 pin or whatever, and you're like, what is going on, right? And then all of a sudden you find it on the left lane, and then the right lane is completely gone.
Yep,
your line is completely fried. Yeah, dude, it's so aggravating. You're like, oh, I finally figured out 7. Now I go back to 8, and now 8's completely fried.
It tests your patience on every shot. And unfortunately, I'm a psychopath and want to go ahead and just beat my brains in every single week. But it would be boring if we did the same thing over and over again. So
it wouldn't be fun. Honestly,
it wouldn't be.
If everyone was able to knock down 10 pins every throw, would we bowl? Would we? Come on.
Why would I waste and I genuinely mean it, why would I waste my time? Yeah. If I didn't think I can excel at this, or if I could be, in a spot where I'll be honest, if I didn't think I could profit every weekend I travel, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
It would be an expense. And that's kind of like where I got the burnout from nationals too, because I took the drive out to Reno and, team, I probably could have got off the concept a little sooner than I actually did and scored better game 1. I had a pretty low game 1, but game 2 and game 3 were great. So, all right, we learned our lesson there. Well, singles and doubles is kind of like my bread and butter because we break the lanes down for the doubles event first. And then come singles, if I wreck the pair, it's because I'm bowling for me. So I don't think I broke 1,600 this year. I hit a pair where, and there's a team that I think is still in top 10 that hit that pair. It's actually a Nebraska team with Perry Crowell and his brother. They hit that pair for team and shot like 32.90 something. So I'm like, okay, well, they overcame the rack, but now we're bowling on a longer pattern where the ball's having a hard time shaping up. Yeah. And this thing it's just disgusting. And I'm just 10 pinning all fucking day. And it added on to and then on top of that, oh, let's drive our happy ass back from fucking Reno. Like,
oh Jesus.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, and I did it to get back to work in time on Monday. So I drove from Saturday night at 7 p.m. local time to try to show up to work Monday, 6 a.m. I overslept and got in at 7:30, got my ass reamed. And I'm like literally feeling like I'm still in the car. Like everything's like bouncy.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for trying to sacrifice my time and make it back, but it's whatever.
I fly into Reno on Thursday the 28th, and I'm red-eyeing back to St. Louis on Saturday the 30th.
Yeah.
Oof. If you can take the next day off, I recommend it because there is I am not doing that again for a company ever again.
Yeah.
When I got that,
and that's the thing. That's why I'm red-eyeing back Saturday night, because I'm getting back into St. Louis at like 9 a.m. Sunday morning. And my wife's like, "Oh, great! I can pick you up and we can go straight to church." I'm like,
No.
"Yay!"
No.
I was like, "I hope I get some sleep during that hour layover in Dallas."
Not doing it.
I landed on a Monday early morning back here, and I immediately went right back to bed because I didn't sleep on the plane, which is crazy because usually I can fall asleep on a plane like that, no big deal. But for some reason, leaving Reno, man, I was just wide awake and I could not fall asleep.
Yeah, I don't think we ever get over the mentality of I'm Superman, I got this. Like you're gonna get your ass kicked if you keep doing it. And I'm starting to realize it now. I would have been better off just taking that Monday off, instead of upsetting the powers that be. And oh, by the way, our other guy was on his bachelor party and called in because he wasn't feeling well. But I decided to show up and I got my ass raped. So I'm like, okay, cool. All right, let's fuck me then. So I'm never doing that for a company ever again. I am putting myself, and this has been a good learning process for me. I'm putting myself in a situation where I'm not putting myself at risk. My boundaries are what they are. I'm reestablishing them essentially. And I am also making sure I don't burn out in the same way that I did, right? Because if I did the same thing later on in life and expected a different result, you can call me an idiot all day.
Well, I mean, that's like you said, that's the exact definition of insanity. If you're going to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, that's insanity.
That's why I said this is literally a good opportunity for me to relearn everything, resharpen up everything, make some changes where I need to, fall in love with the game all over again. And fortunately for me, I will be going back out. I think I wanted to do the CVL Classic, and that's supposed to be this coming weekend. ZVL Bowling is hosting a tournament. But I'm like 11th on the wait list. I don't think I'm going to be able to get in. I've entertained doing the regional back home in Illinois. My brother is also competing in a fighting game tournament that weekend. It's one of the bigger fighting game tournaments in the country called Combo Breaker. And so he's playing Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 6. So I'm just like, well, do I have to bowl? Or can I just... I'm a gamer. I play Street Fighter as well. I was playing Street Fighter 6 for the first time last week with a friend. We were just, on the same screen playing. I'm getting my ass handed to me. And I'm like, this still feels way better than traveling 6 hours, bowling, getting my ass kicked in, and then driving back home. Yeah, exactly. So maybe I just go do the tournament. But then for sure in June, my cutoff dates, I actually really get back into it. We have our Ironman tournament coming back. I think it's first week in June. And we'll be bowling 16 games in a day, 8 games on one pattern, 8 games on a different pattern after a break. And that's where those 2 titles come from. These 2 pretty little Ironman with Ironman on them.
That's awesome.
I need a third one. I needed to go right in between the 2 on top.
I was going to say, I mean, we've had the gaming conversation before, Victor. I was sitting here playing MLB The Show before the podcast started, and there was 5 minutes left. I'm like, ooh,
I love it.
I gotta put the controller down so I can go back into the studio and record the pod.
Yeah, right, exactly. I've been playing a lot of the show too, and I made the mistake because I always pick the Kansas City Royals because I love Kauffman Stadium, and
but
I guess when I fired
in that game,
it does not. I want it because I keep wanting to hit it into the fountains. I keep wanting to get that replay where you can hear the splash. But this time I went with the Cubs because I'm a Cubs fan, obviously, and it's not as fun playing at Wrigley Field, So I think for this year I'm going to go ahead and go back to Kansas City, work my way through the minors, and hit in that beautiful. And in person, Kauffman is so nice. It's an older stadium. The ice cream there is fantastic. It's second to none, and yeah, when you get in, feel those fountains, you walk up against it, it's beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorite parks in baseball, period.
But yeah, I was sitting there messing around. I finished my six games a weekend classic on Diamond Dynasty. Went 4-2. I was like, all right, I'm cool with this. And then there's no, like, I like playing the event, the little 3-inning games that are locked into All-Star. I like playing those a lot. We don't get another event until next week, so I'm like, all right, well, I guess we're still playing ranked. And just kept playing ranked until I'm like, oh, wait, it's 7:45. I might want to put the controller down.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, like I said, I was catching up with people, and like I said, unfortunately disappointed in Nickelback for their cover. Now that I'm older, but those are other good ones out there. One of the underrated ones, I don't think people know the band, Fleetwood Mac's "The Chain," covered by a Las Vegas band called Taking Dawn. It's one of my favorite covers ever. Nice. So it's got the 80s style guitar to it, and there's no other way to put it. It's freaking beautiful.
See, and that goes back to one of my favorite covers too, was Seether covering "Careless Whisper" from George Michael.
Oh yeah, that is so good. That is so great.
I love how it somehow made the guitar sound like the saxophones, and I love Sean Morgan's voice. I have a lower gravelly voice when I sing too, so I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, I love the original too, because the saxophone is just so like it stands the hair up on the back of my neck when I hear it. And so the fact that band was able to replicate that kind of feeling, like, dude, this cover kicks ass, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. So, but yeah, I don't think people expect me to listen to like rock, like divorced dad rock, heavy metal, sad emo metal, but here I am. Like, I think they expect me to listen to like Jay-Z or something. I'm like, every now and then I do, but like, I like rap. I like all variety of music. I'll get down with Taylor Swift any day of the week, but my fallback is always, it's always like rock and like dad rock or metal, you know.
Like there's a big dad rock concert tour coming through the States this summer. It's like Creed, Hoobastank, Seether, Stained. I'm like, oh yes, please.
This is I know Breaking Benjamin's coming to town, and I think they're doing a tour with Chevelle. I'm pretty sure, and Chevelle is actually pretty close to my hometown, like where they grew up in Grays Lake. So
I forgave them for being from Illinois. It's fine.
They make great music. And I still remember when I went to that festival in Grays Lake, they were headlining. Their audio was off. You couldn't hear Pete at all. And so people started throwing stuff on stage literally in their hometown where they grew up.
Oh, that's great.
And Pete gets on stage. He gets on the mic. He's like, all right, just let it out of your system. Throw everything you want on stage. And they start chucking water bottles everywhere. And the dudes walk off. And I felt so bad. I'm like, to get this in the same town you grew up in. Because the same town they grew up in, it's the Lake County Fairgrounds. And so they played at the fairgrounds there in their town. And I'm just like, dude, this sucks. Like, but I've seen Chevelle like a couple other times outside of that. And they sound fantastic.
I had a similar experience at the Beale Street Music Festival in Memphis. The last day, Drowning Pool was supposed to play. There was a tornado in West Memphis, so they shut down Petty Park, and everybody went to Bourbon Street and dove into bars for about 2 hours. When they came back, they were having severe electrical problems. Like, they were blowing amps left and right. Buck Cherry blew 3 of them. Godsmack blew 3 more. They were down to their last amp. They were playing in the dark. Yeah. And Sully's like, "Hey, if it blows, we're going home, but it doesn't mean we're going to play softer. We're going to play louder and harder until this sucker blows."
Nah, nice. Sully's one of those dudes. I always thought I'd be cool to meet him. Sully Erna's fantastic.
He is so small.
Is he really?
He is a short human being.
Is he Eddie Vedder size? Eddie Vedder's GOAT because he's a Cubs fan. So let's not. Let's.
Like, I was the equivalent of front row because we got there right after we got cleared to go back into the park. So I got to see Buck Cherry, Saving Abel, and Godsmack from the very front of the stage.
That's a good show. Saving Abel did a really good cover of, I think they did Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. And they sounded great live. Like I said, this is what I listen to, people. I'm not I'm not into the whatever like mumble rap is out there. Bad Bunny every now and then, but it's just because like it's Bad Bunny. He's a great wrestler too.
But yeah, Sully comes out, and I'm like, that is an awful big voice coming from such a small body.
Well, yeah, that's the same with Eddie Vedder. Like, I still can't believe when I listen to Even Flow and when you listen to Jeremy and then you listen to Black right after it, I'm like, how is this human being like just make me want to cry all the time? Like with that voice, I love Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam's great. Rearview Mirror is probably one of my favorites, along with State of Love and Trust. That first album that they had, 10, was fantastic. Like, and he's a Cubs fan. He's forever in my good graces.
Well, and you want to talk about another cover? Pearl Jam's cover of Last Kiss is amazing.
Yeah, pretty great. So, yeah, it's just.
And that was another band I always wanted to see, but they kicked out their lead singer, and it's not the same. Like, I would love to go see a Saliva show where Josie Scott is still the front man.
Yeah, so it was his personal band, right? That got basically their gear. It also got returned. Mm-hmm. It got stolen, and they found it. So, I mean, that sucks. I saw Saliva that same festival with Chevelle in their hometown. Saliva was there too. They rocked the house. It was Chevelle, Crossfade, Shinedown on their Sound of Madness tour.
Ooh,
and
so good.
I think that's what I can remember for right now. But yeah, it was a great bill. Yeah, Click Click Boom live in that time. Fantastic.
Yeah. Like, the first rock song that genuinely brought me to tears was Rest in Pieces by Saliva.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. Maybe I think it was Black that made me cry the first time. Is it Eddie Vedder? Eddie Vedder's GOAT. Cubs? Grunge. Cubs? Grunge. If it's not Pearl Jam, it's Alice in Chains or Stone Temple Pilots and like anything grunge. So
now one grunge band that I really wish I got a chance to see live was Fuel. I love Fuel.
Fuel is great. I love Fuel. I'll listen to Shimmer anytime it comes on. I won't ever skip it. You know.
Like, I went to karaoke one night, and they're like, "Oh, you've got the voice. You can sing Hemorrhage." I'm like, "What?"
Just try it. I don't ever want to try that.
Yeah, I'm good.
I didn't do bad. It was not bad. It is actually on the singing rock songs playlist on Spotify now.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I think I want to do Interstate Love Song or Plush. But I have to get up and do the Scott Weiland like vibes, like, you know, just that's the only way to do it. So unfortunately, I need like 4 shots of tequila before I get on stage. But you're getting the full performance, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I have one song that's like that. They will not let me sing it sober because I butchered it sober once. So, like, the guy that runs the karaoke, he's like, "How many drinks have you had tonight?" I'm like, 3 or 4. He goes, "Okay, great. You're doing Shameless."
Like, you're in.
Wow.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Yeah, because you tried it once, and you tried it once sober. You were scared of it, and it sounded terrible. But every time you've been drinking, you're not afraid of it, and you kill it. So guess what? You're doing it."
I get that. I had Heather go in the chat saying, "Do it with our friend that's local too, because he'll do the dance with me." You won't believe the last song I ever did karaoke though, and it'll probably throw you because it's out of left field. "Colder Weather" by Zach Brown Band.
Oh, such a good song.
That's a good song.
It was great, and I had people sing it back with me. That was great. It was a fun time. Like it was in an atmosphere where like country was a thing in that area. So I'm like, fuck. What's the only thing? I like Zach Brown Band at the time, and Colder Weather is one of those that I actually learned on guitar and I sang along with it. And I'm just like, this feels cool that everybody like is with it. All right, I'm gonna do karaoke more often, and I haven't done karaoke in like 7 years.
I was gonna say the last one that was like that for me. Somebody told me to do "Broken Halos" by Chris Stapleton. I was like,
wow.
Okay.
So all I'm getting at is that eventually we just have to hit a karaoke bar. All right, that's great. We're gonna stream it. We're gonna stream it, and there will be video evidence on the internet that we went.
I can handle that.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
I've had my songs put on the internet without my knowledge before, so
It wasn't just songs.
Hey, I've willingly put stuff on the internet. I was actually thinking about doing it again because the last time I did a cover of Ed Sheeran's "Thinking Out Loud," and it was great. It was fun, and I got a good response out of it. But like now that I got like 23,000 followers on TikTok, I'm like, I don't really want to do it. But I have wanted to do something to honor like Selena because she passes at the end of April, and I still want to kind of like stick to my Mexican heritage and just show a different side of me. Like I think I'm always afraid that sometimes the bowling content gets boring because like I think we're going through a weird time where stuff's not taking off in the algorithm as much as it used to.
yeah.
And because I've noticed it in my last few videos, I'm like, I'm not getting the same viewership I used to.
Yeah, that's why I haven't posted content. I've just been doing my live streams because I'm like, yeah, I can post it, but I'm going to get 200 views out of a 5,000 follower account. So what's the point right now?
Yeah. And that's kind of where I was too. Like I was already going through burnout, and then I'm not getting the views, and I'm in a spot where monetization does help because it was helping for a bit, and especially like staying out and bowling. But it's just like I put all of this stuff together, and I did not want to fucking bowl. I just did not. We could totally do Tuesdays at Lovely instead. We have a brewery, which I have no excuse. If I go out of my apartment complex and go straight down this street, like literally it does no turns because this road bends. It ends me up at a local brewery that we've been hanging out with on Tuesdays after the women's league that's in town. And it's great. It's fantastic. But they want me to live stream after I've had a couple drinks. No. And I'm not much of a drinker, like outside of that, So I'll do it at the bowl when I'm hanging out with friends. Probably sit on a beer or whatever, but I'm not going to. When we start bringing tequila in, that's trouble.
Oh, of course. It's always trouble.
Well, it's trouble for me because, like, I don't know if you noticed, the last name on the back of my shirt is spelled in Mexican. So I don't know why I have a problem with tequila too, but I guess it gets everybody.
Oh yeah, no, me tequila? No,
No.
Nope.
But yeah, it's
the hard way.
Yeah, I've learned the hard way too. Why I still get encouraged to do it every now and then is crazy. But we are in a spot where I handle myself better these days in general. Unfortunately, we get to a spot where life kind of teaches us a couple things, and once again, even streaming and doing this kind of stuff, like I'm comfortable with it. I had somebody ask me, is part of the burnout like involved with you creating content? It was in one of my comments in one of my videos, and honestly, like I'm comfortable in front of the camera. I'm the type of person that you can like me or dislike me. It's all the same to me. I don't care, so I think getting myself into a better headspace mentally, and that did involve alcohol at one point in time. I was on tour in 2020, and I had probably a little bit too much fun traveling. So, yeah, we've gotten to a spot where everything's a little bit more level-headed these days.
Well, yeah, and that when I was out in 2019, that was the thing. Like, I have a bad block. As soon as my block's over, I go out to the car, rip my jersey off, and I'm spending 2 hours in the bar.
Yep. Yeah. I had similar situations, and I realized how to handle myself through those coping mechanisms and how to kind of negate going that route. And unfortunately, in order for growth to happen, you can't drown it out in something. You can't get distracted. Like you have to unfortunately sit with yourself.
Guppy tried.
Like, yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure. And there's a lot of people that have gone that route. And
because I was bowling a regional where Kyle was, and obviously Guppy goes and watches Kyle.
Yeah.
I go to the car, throw my jersey in the rental car, come back, and I sit down, and Gup comes up, goes, "Looks like you didn't have that great of a block." I'm like, "No, Gup, I didn't." He goes, "There's one real good way to forget it."
Yeah. I mean, maybe it works for some people, but for me, I got to tackle it head on. The part of the reason why I didn't have the growth that I wanted was because I was not facing it. And so I did do therapy for a little bit too, and I got what I did. I got what I could out of it, right? And then I moved on from it and learned how to handle things kind of on my own from there. But yeah, I realized there were some really unhealthy coping mechanisms and ways that I would distract myself and not be like, okay, dude, you are the problem. You can't fucking avoid this time. Like, so I definitely changed some habits along the way. And that goes along with the mental health stuff too, because in order to feel better, I would just try to forget. And it just compounded a lot of this stuff for me. It compounded it. It magnified it.
Yep. I mean, and that's where I'm in such a better space now, because if I go back out, which I'm hopefully planning on going back out and bowling at least 4 events next year. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, if we wind up registered with the PBA, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But like when I would just rip the jersey off and go into the bar, now it's like, okay, I'm either going to a church or I'm listening to church service online, because that puts my perspective of, hey, you're upset about this. This is a very, very, very small thing compared to the big picture.
Right.
Yeah. What I've learned to do is after a bad block, and especially if I'm on the road, let's just use the example that I'm in Iowa and it's a 4-hour drive. That whole 4-hour drive back, no radio.
Yeah.
You sit with it.
Yep, I've been there.
And I've been doing it every time. Once I realized where the issues lie with me coping the way that I did, like, you're not distracting yourself from this one this time around. Like, you're going to sit with it. You're going to think about it. If you burn yourself out along the way, then, okay, eventually you'll come back to it when you recharge. But you're going to sit with it, dude. You're not running from it. It's hard. Not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people do that with anything that happens in life in general. It's a very difficult spot to be in.
Yeah, and that's why I do, like, if I'm here, I'll go to our church service. If I'm traveling, I'll throw on like Lake Point or Lake Point's podcast, get myself recentered, and then it's like, okay, then you can go back and think about it and go, okay, now that you're back centered and you're back focused on what you need to focus on, was that really that big of a deal? No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And that's, like I said, for me in a situation where it is a secondary income, like, the quicker I learn and get over it, the better I'm going to be for the next situation that comes up. So I really need to hyper focus on the fact that, like, the only way to grow is just to understand where your flaws are and like address it. Like, just be honest with yourself. Like, I don't get why it was so difficult to do it beforehand. Like, I'll be good enough to figure it out later. Like, no, like, you have to attack your own flaws, unfortunately. So I've done that over the course.
That was why I left the tour in 2019, because I had a real long, hard sit down with myself, and I'm like, are you good enough to do this where your game's at right now? And the answer was no. My spare game was atrocious. And when I say my spare game, I mean my 7-pins. Like, I had probably one of the worst 7-pin conversion percentages on the regional tour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? It's time to step away from this, and you can come back to it once that aspect of your game, and you can sit there and shoot 7-pins automatically without thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah. That's hard, man. Like, people, when they watch TV and they're like, I can do that. Like,
oh yeah.
You need to have honest conversations about what you can and can't do. Because the reality is, just to give a perspective of what a weekend is like for me, especially if I'm on a regional tour that's a $245 entry, probably staying 2 nights because it's 2 days of qualifying. So Friday to get in, get a decent night's sleep, then I bowl on Saturday, then we try to make cut, and then stay Saturday night. So to do this consistently, like, I have to put in the effort and I have to address the flaws. Otherwise, I would be broke 24/7. And that's no way I want to live. I want to be on top. I want to be, if not at least on top, like, at least consistently giving myself a chance. Right. Like, that's the realistic expectation. Can I get myself to a position where, I can get that title? And so far, yeah. But after I came back from Illinois, even at Illinois, when we were going through that game 5, game 6, I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here. I'm done. And that's when I knew I needed the break. So, like I said, it's hard. I don't think people give enough. I don't think they want to give the credit. I think people try to downplay it because it's something that they probably want to do, but don't want to put in the effort.
100%. And I mean, my run ended with the uptick in COVID, which was a blessing in disguise because I probably would have kept being a willful donator for another 6 months to a year if COVID didn't happen and send everybody home.
Puts things in perspective. I was in Vegas when that happened for the World Series, and that was my year to cut my teeth on the national tour, doing all those PTQs, and then the summer plan was to get on and do all the super regional summer events, right? Like the Coldwater one and all the other stuff.
Jonesboro.
And unfortunately, Jonesboro was another one, and didn't get the opportunity to do that. So I felt like I went backwards, and unfortunately, that's also how I found out I'm bowling on my own dime from now on. Because the person that helped me get out there was also got a lot of their income from rental property, and she wasn't going to make tenants, which kudos to her, fantastic to her, that she wasn't going to make tenants pay rent during that time because a lot of people lost their jobs. But that also meant that I was stuck with whatever I accumulated on tour for expenses. And so, yeah, from then on, I'm just like, we're not doing backers anymore. I am done with that shit. So... now we do enough to where, steak dinner would be nice afterwards. Maybe a nice little rooftop view.
Right.
Have a glass of red wine, feel all fancy. I'm not doing it in my jersey. I'm making sure I have a collared shirt in the car. But
right.
That's the lifestyle I want to have. And if it's not steak, it's definitely tacos. So
No.
Yeah.
No.
I know. I don't look like the guy that puts that's also serious note. I don't do sauce on my tacos. I don't do it. I actually grew up in a Mexican household where we didn't have access to mom making sauce every night.
What up, Jerry?
Geraldinho, Gerald Bartholomew. See, that's the guy. That's the guy that has all those big sweepers out there on Friday nights, and that's where I cut my teeth.
And I loved him and Joel's jerseys for nationals.
Yeah, those were pretty good.
I don't think I saw it. I haven't really been social mediating on the Facebooks much.
Let's just put it this way: Jerry had a jersey with Joel's face on it, and Joel had a jersey with Jerry's face on it.
Jerry wants to wear that jersey all the time now. If I was Joel, I'd wear Jerry on my jersey all the time for sure.
They're probably slipping in it.
I can't blame them. I can't, But
and I mean, they both had just the biggest shit-eating grins on their faces as they walked out into the freaking stadium too. It was absolutely hilarious.
That's great. You gotta have a sense of humor. That's why I said my stuff is entertaining because I wanna this is my personality. This is who I am. I wish I could do some of the jerseys Jerry's done in the past. Unfortunately, I won't have swimwear making it look like I have swimwear on, or that's not my cup of tea. Mine is more in the action. He's got some great stuff though.
So, what have you guys seen the class action lawsuit against Lucky Strike?
I have not. Is that a real? Well, I have, but I didn't know if that was a real thing.
Yeah.
Is it a real thing?
From what I've been reading this past week, I've come across at least 4 or 5 articles that all kind of say the same thing. So
I'm gonna have to deep dive into that. I know everyone's like, well, if it's on the internet, it's got to be real. But that's
that's why you always got to look at other sources, because you're gonna find one thing and you might be like, oh wow, that's crazy, but if you kind of deep dive into it and look into other sources, you'll be surprised.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily good news.
Well, the biggest thing is I can't remember the exact numbers, but they jumped from being such a small company to now over 350 centers. So they're literally like just completely crushing the market and raising the prices so that way it's not even really affordable.
Oofta. That in the
I'm saying
Midwest,
they're-
that's not good. So oofta is not a good thing.
No. But that was the other thing too, is they're monopolizing the bowling industry, and they're driving all the mom and pops out because the prices of everything and the prices for buildings and renovations to open a new bowling alley is just not feasible.
Prices to do anything is not feasible, but yeah, that's also an issue. Like it sucks. It's the fact that we got to this point is heartbreaking, realistically. But what are we gonna do? I'm gonna have to look into this and see.
I did a business proposal to open a 6-lane training center, and my final dollar figure was $1.35 million.
Oof.
To open a 6-lane
Oof,
training center.
No me gusta.
No bueno.
Yeah, Mars.
Yeah. In my language, that means not good. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mars.
But
you're right. They don't care about competitive bowlers. They're lackluster about league bowlers. Their upkeep on their lanes is like
that's the other
dry
thing.
the bone or so soaked that you don't even know what you're throwing on.
Yeah, the local boleros that we have, I can speak for the one that we have in Elkhorn. Like, I like that center, and Yoakum takes care of it pretty well, or at least as best as he can, and it's in pretty good shape. I know that's not necessarily the case across the country.
Well, yeah,
because
boleros seem to be still kind of wanting to work with leagues and that type of stuff. The Lucky Strikes fun centers, they don't care. They just want kids and parties and all that. That's all they want.
Yeah,
they don't want competitive.
And Heather's a local. She says the other one that's in Council Bluffs, the other bolero we have, is also run by a guy that we know in the community really well. Like I said, the one in Elkhorn is actually a Lucky Strike, and they it's up to the GM. The GM has a lot of leeway there, but it is a regional problem. It is depending on where you're at kind of problem.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some that are not in great shape. One of the best bowling centers that I'd ever had the luxury of bowling league out of was Bill Spigner's old center, Hawthorne Lanes in Illinois. That is now a bolero, and I'm pretty sure it's empty 24/7.
That sucks.
Yeah. So all those TV shows you saw in Chicago in the mid-2000s, and he was bringing the guys in, and we would bowl our North End Travel League, and that was basically the Pro-Am. The pros would come out and bowl during that week of Travel League. That happened right before it got taken over by Brunswick, and now it's a bolero. And it sucks. There's a lot of history there. It's his bowling these days. I'll fight for string pins and a lot of stuff that's out there, and sometimes we just kind of have to deal with the situations, the hands that were dealt. But yeah, unfortunately, like I bowl out of a mom and pop center. I know the guy that owns the bowling center. Like, he's in Illinois. He also owns my old the place that I used to go to at Lakeside Recreation. But and then like another family-owned business or whatever, like they just got new lanes installed, and they have the Neoverse boards that's got all the cool animations, and it's a fantastic center. Some of these places can thrive, but it just sucks that Bolero took over so many centers in general.
Really, yeah, that's the good thing about the St. Louis area. The St. Louis area is predominantly still, largely family-owned mom and pops, or there's one guy that owns like 3 or 4 different centers in the St. Louis area and takes great care of them. I mean, it's the guy that owns St. Charles. He owns St. Charles. He owns Kingpin. He owns Concord.
I've heard good things out of that area because they and And Fahaj, who was in here earlier, he's been wanting me to go down there for nightmare doubles and a bunch of other stuff. But it's always conflicting with stuff that I have a little closer to me and the stuff that I bowled really well in. Believe me, I am looking for every excuse to go down there with as much Cubs gear as possible every weekend. It's not that I don't want to and celebrate in the glory that is St. Louis bowling. I am occupied. But
I would say me and Fahaj used to bowl the NBTs together. They used to do. I don't remember what NBT stood for, but it was a scratch tournament.
Oh,
that
Jeff used to run those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom.
Okay.
What's Tom's last name? Because he got really big into streaming the he.
I know what you're talking about though, because I've seen those flyers.
Yeah, he got into it for the streaming and the online presence of it, and he partnered with the operations guy to bring that NBT tournament to fruition.
Yeah, damn, man. And there's so many opportunities. Like I said, I wish we had something in Nebraska that was constantly going on like that. We do for a youth tour. We have a good following for a youth tour, but like I'm not gonna stop bowling to run something. Unfortunately, and neither is Ryan Powers, because we compete every week. So it's up to the hands of somebody that wants to do something like that. And unfortunately, it just really hasn't happened. We have our select few tournaments, and like most of our bowling centers are mom and pop centers. The most fun I have in a bowling center is in a place called Chops, and it's the oldest bowling center in Omaha, and it's a 12-laner. I mean, they are hard in that building, like, because the lanes are so old. The lane, like, it's just a difficult building. But man, the beer's cheap and the vibes are good, and that's all I can ask for. Just places that are inviting, and we have fun in that center every single time we go. Jello shots.
Jello shots.
They're so tasty. I don't even know. I don't even remember how many I've had, but I got to try all the flavors.
Right?
That's Jello shots literally will make me sick, and it's not because of the alcohol content. It's a texture thing with the Jello.
Yeah, that's the only. Like I said, I'm a foodie, but there are some things that I won't ever try again because of texture. Oysters out of the shell.
Nope.
No, never again.
Nope.
Because when I tried, I had my buddy Alan. We were in the Caesars buffet, and he was showing me how to do it. So I'm like, okay, well, I have mine. Like, I know how to do it. It sat on my tongue way too fucking long because it wouldn't come off the shell. And I'm like, I'm never doing this again. This is so gross.
Nope.
Like I said, food's the way to my heart. It's also the way to just absolutely make me like never relive that experience.
Yep. I'm the same way.
Yep.
Texture's a huge thing for me.
Yeah. And food's the reason why I travel and bowl to begin with. So, like, you think I picked these places because I want to bowl a specific tournament? No, it's because I literally want to try the regional food. It's the only reason I bowled nationals last year. I went to nationals because I wanted to go to Baton Rouge to eat.
Yep.
How I don't weigh 350 pounds is beyond me. Good genes.
Good genes.
Excuse me. Goodness. The old man's getting tired.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got years on me. So I know, I get it. Like, I have unk comments every now and then, but I'm still a youngin'. 35.
I remember those days.
35 and breaking down quickly.
Honestly, dude, as soon as you hit 30, that's, at least for me, that's when I immediately felt it. No more jumping off the bed of the truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You sit down.
My aspirations, I get it. My aspirations to become a WWE superstar like went out the window at like 29 and 10 months. I really thought I can get at least a Danhausen status, and it's not happening.
You are cursed.
Yeah, I love it. They're doing so well with his marketing. I cannot, like, and that's the thing. Like, if you're entertaining, like, I'm sure he was fighting injury, but he didn't get in-ring experience with the WWE for a while.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm trying to do what I can with the content now that I'm not actively bowling tournaments for a few weeks. Like, I'm just trying to do what I can to do something for the people that are getting ready for Junior Gold, getting ready for the summer where a lot of tournaments seem to happen.
That's good.
But yeah, my body started breaking down after my first baseball injury at 17. So we've been dealing with body breakdown for quite a while.
I feel that. Like, it's just... I was just having that conversation because I actually have a tendon in my shoulder that's shifting. Like, I can't fall asleep on it because if I turn it the wrong way, I can feel the tendon kind of move. So I'm always sleeping on my left side, which it was a habit before anyway because I used to pitch as well. But, like, yeah, it's not going to get any better. Why get surgery on it? It's not going to fix it because I'm just turning into a null fart anyway. So, fuck it.
Well, and that's the thing is I've got a torn labrum in my left shoulder. I've had at least one FTCC tear in my left wrist. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to bowl until one of the two blows out, and then I'm just going to be like, all right, just fix them both at the same time.
Yeah, why not? You know, you can manage the pain, you can manage the discomfort. That's what we all do these days anyway. Like, why is everybody wearing all the damn tape and all this stuff? Like,
well, I wear the wrist compression to keep the bones like more in place because there's a lot of play in the outside part of the pinky side of my wrist. So I wear the compression. And then I have the elastic band to kind of keep that in place because it hurts a whole hell of a lot more when it's free to move.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I get that for sure. I said I don't wear anything. Like I hate the feeling of, which is weird because I wore batting gloves in baseball, but like in bowling I don't wear anything. Like I couldn't hit without batting gloves on, but whatever works for me, I guess. Did you guys ask if he wants to bowl the Eliminator in June? What's the Eliminator?
Texas.
Oof. I just talked about how I'm burnt out from driving from Detroit and Reno. I am not jumping in a car for a long distance for a while.
Well, in all honesty, it's Wichita Falls, so it's barely Texas.
True.
That's a no for me, dog.
You throw a rock far enough from Wichita Falls, it lands in Oklahoma.
Like, it's more reasonable, I guess, but I like that's where a lot of my burnout came from Reno. I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back to nationals. I'll be honest. Like, that was how bad that experience was, and so I'm literally at a point where I'm looking at trips and saying, can I profit off of this, or is this going to be an expense? Because let's be realistic, people don't sign up for stuff that they're just going to willingly donate to. Unless, like, it's a vacation for you and you use it as a vacation, right. But bowling is not that for me. It's a secondary income. I have to think about the investment and the return on it. So maybe we get to a point where I just never go to Reno ever again and everything else is okay. But yeah, I'm not.
Reno is likely a one-time thing for me because it's the top of my bowling bucket list. Bowling bucket list.
Yep.
I want to bowl at this. I want to bowl at the stadium at least once.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Like, the drive out there sucks. The flights out there are always connecting flights, and they're expensive as shit now anyway. So, yeah, anything in Reno, I'm probably not going to bowl ever again.
I was going to say, I've got a connecting flight in Phoenix to get there and a connecting flight in Dallas to get back.
No es bueno. Not a fan.
And traveling.
Just throwing that out there.
Pain. I mean, traveling with gear is just such a pain.
It is. These days, it's way expensive. But that's why I drove. Fucking idiot. I cannot. There's nothing in Wyoming, and it's windy as shit through Wyoming. And then you go through Nevada, and you're doing all these bends and whatever, and I'm still looking around like, I don't even have phone service. If I keel over right now, and no one's going to even know I disappeared.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, from St. Louis, I think it's like a 32-hour drive.
Nope. I'm over those days.
That's why I willingly went, okay, AmericanAirlines.com.
Oh, no. Shipping equipment is so expensive. Well,
yeah, there's no good way to do it these days. This is why I used to fly I used to fly regularly to tournaments. I would go out to Richmond for a couple tournaments. I would go out to like there's several other places, but now not even reasonable. Like there's no point. I'd have to get into so many brackets to try and make my money back, and I'm just not doing that. I'm okay, to be fair.
Well, and that's why I'm not doing brackets at nationals this year, because both blocks in Baton Rouge, we were sitting there. I'm sitting there BSing outside the collection center, right? And up walks Sean Rash. I'm like, well, that's not good. Mm-hmm. Then I see Mitch Hoope walk right by me, and then Ronnie Russell, and then EJ. I'm like, well, there went all my freaking bracket money.
Yeah. Yeah, brackets are typically a gamble anyway. I don't even know that I really play them as much anymore. I will at the Ironman. The stipulation is it has to be like 37 feet and below. And then you can take all my bracket money. But outside of that, like I'm very selective. I'm usually bowling for prize fund, or when this was good to get a return on the videos, like I would just do it to make videos. And now this dark cloud continues to hang over my head. No, today was a better day. It's okay. We'll get out of this. Like I said, burnout's temporary. Burnout's temporary, and I still have my passion for the game, and I still have my passion for people writing in the comments, hey, you've helped me out quite a bit. And it's hard to answer to all of them a lot of the time. I honestly did not anticipate getting that many comments when I directly addressed what burnout was and what my plan was in the near future. But I appreciate it. I wish I could really like show how much I really appreciate that, because to be honest, like I said, I didn't know where I stood with it. I could have walked away and been okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot better, and it's a lot easier to recover from those thoughts and that mentality when you look in your comment section and you see how many people you've actually positively impacted just by doing what you do.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. I saw another guy do a voiceover of it for a tournament, and I encouraged it. I was just like, dude, this is awesome. Keep doing it. But like, there's only so many people that are willing to take the time to actually explain what is going on.
Right.
And I get it. I'm pretty unique. So I did consider that for a little bit, but I wasn't going to sacrifice myself and my mental health to keep that going. Unfortunately, like, and I wouldn't want anyone else to deplete their personal battery to do the same thing. You know, like that's the thing. Like, so it's nice that I found this genuine love again. And you can kind of see it in the videos that I've done recently, because there's some shots in there. I throw it and I don't even look. I just turn around and I'm like, God, that feels fucking good. Like, this genuine, like, that's what we do.
I used to do that, and then all of a sudden I have a 10-pin still stands, so I have to watch them now.
Yeah, I get it. It's at one point in time, like, and it wasn't that long ago, I throw a shot, ace it, and I'm like, that's going to 8-pin.
Well, and that's the thing. Yours is the 8-pin. Now, granted, remember, everybody in the chat and who's watching, I'm left-handed.
Right.
I leave more 10-pins than I leave 7s. Make that make sense.
That is weird.
Yeah, I rather leave the 7s. Just saying.
Yeah. As on sports shots, I really don't. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right. Yeah.
But when you're sitting there, you're like, okay, my ball is traveling that way. I'm throwing all the pins in that direction. How do all of them miss?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I get it, because I sit there and I'm like, wow, that is the best shot I've thrown all day. Oh, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. And that's the hard part, is how do you like bounce back from it? Like, I think you could see it in the videos over time. Like, my genuine reaction to the 8-pins has just been flat. Like,
especially if you see people that are like getting light carries constantly, and you're
you do the math on that too.
Yeah, and then you smash the pocket. You're like, oh, that was so good, and then you're like, what am I doing wrong?
I said something like that in the last tournament too, where I fucking 8-pinned and then I saw somebody cross over and strike. I'm like, oh, but he carries out that fucking bullshit, and I sit there and ace one and I get fucked. Like I was livid. I was losing it, and like and in that video, I'm not kidding you. You add up the 8-pins and realize how much money it costs you in each tournament. Like, dude, that is madness.
Yeah.
That, like I said, if nothing else changes at the Masters, and I just carry the 8-pins there, last cash at the Masters is $12.50. Like that's just $12.50. It covers the expenses for the week, and I profit because I stayed with Ryan. We split a room with Charlie Brown. The beginning of the year tournament where I stoned 3 8-pins in strings, that would have got me from 5th to 2nd place. That's another big jump, like. And then Ryan Powers ended up posting a video where he went to the Southwest tournament, so 9 games total, and then he stoned 6 8-pins. 6 8-pins in 9 games. And I was losing it just reading the comments because it's one of those, again, everybody has a solution as to why he left it. Yeah. Like, well, what do you expect? You're throwing the same shot all the time. That was like 4 different balls he was throwing from like 3 different angles. I don't know what you were looking at, but like I've been in there and I literally had to tell Ryan, people love misery.
Oh yeah.
People absolutely love misery. And that's just, I don't think reading the comments in that video helped me out. And he definitely wanted me to walk. Because, and it's not, it's because of the idea that people, instead of relating, they want to mansplain it.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh shit, that sucks. It's like, here, let me fucking fix you. Like, no, you can go fuck off somewhere. Like, I don't really want to hear your shit. Like, and that's where it stems from. It's not, like I said, it's not the message, it's the audacity.
Well,
and
I think if people were just like, if they would rephrase things sometimes, not say like, this is what you need to do. If you come up and say, this has happened to me, this is what I've done, that's a hell of a lot better than going up to somebody and be like, oh, you're missing it by the ankle, your ball speed's off, all that. Like, come in with your own experience, not attacking somebody else's
right side. Exactly. There's a lot of miscommunication when it comes to text form too, and I know sometimes when people are just like, when they say move 3 boards right, what they mean to say is, why are you not entertaining moving in this direction? Right. It's a genuine question.
Right.
But because I'm reading it as you write it, I'm gonna get pissed. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, you're not, I'm not gonna address it either. Like, mean what you say what you mean. Like, the communication, and that's fried me out about my job too. The lack of communication or how to relay a message is lost on a lot of society.
Well, yeah.
And,
that was we had a league night where we got beat in the 10th frame, and the anchor bowler literally threw 3 different shots, 3 different lines, 3 different carries, all of them carried. Like, he threw, his 3 shots were spread across 15 fucking boards.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And he came back with a smile on his face, and I'm like, oh yeah, 3 different shots, 3 different lines, 3 different carries. Great fucking strategy.
Yeah. I always follow that with must be fucking nice.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't.
It's like, yeah, must be nice to not having any idea where the ball's going and still get carry.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
spraying and praying, and then they all falling.
Yeah, and then I have people telling me I'm spraying and praying. I'm like, bro, I'm labeling shots on the 8-pin. Like, shut up. Like, don't. Like, I wish there was more compassion.
Yeah.
If we all just had a little bit more compassion versus let me fix you, we'd be in a much better place. And so I unfortunately have to be, I get what my platform is. I have to word things in a nice way where I'm just like, thanks for the advice.
Right.
What I genuinely want to say, well, I've already said it a couple times. That's fine. We don't have to go down that road again. But yeah, it's like, did you really have to say that?
See, and when somebody comes and tries to give me the advice, it's all I have two responses. Response 1, what's your average? Response 2, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Response 3.
The thing is, if I didn't believe in my ability to figure this stuff out on my own, why would I be streaming?
Right.
Exactly.
Why would I be streaming my tournaments? Like, I understand people sometimes just want to be heard, and that's okay, and that's fine. Carefully word what you want to say. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Because it's not you're getting me in an environment where I'm already competitive in type A. That I will admit, that version of me is different than me sitting back here and having a conversation, an open conversation about, hey, in this situation, why don't you think about this? I am actively getting boned by the 8, and now you're telling me what to do. Like, it's going to rub me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, there's no other way around it. So, but, I have been getting better about it in general. I think it's part of the growth. I don't think I can stay reacting the same way over and over again, expecting different results. So I would love for people to stop with the, oh, look, another 8-pin. Oh, look, another 8-pin. Like, I would love for it to just kind of, like, that is the downside of this, is that I wish it got to a point where it just kind of went away.
Right.
I don't think I'm going to stop believing them, but it'd be nice to not let it celebrate it. Because, like I said, if you knew how much money that's cost me already this year, you would lose your shit. Especially if you have kids. If you have other mouths to feed, like,
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
that hurts. Luckily, I'm single and don't have any kids, and I can just kind of walk away from it and be okay.
Yep. All right, boys. Well, I'm gonna pack it up.
Yep.
It's the 2-hour mark. The wife's
Sweet.
actually preaching at church tomorrow for Mother's Day, so
Ooh, fantastic. I get to FaceTime my mom. I didn't get the opportunity to go to Chicago. It's in a weird spot where I had just went to Chicago at the end of April, and then I'm probably I am going to go for Memorial Day. So Mom already overfed me last time I was home. If I keep going at this rate, I will have to force myself to go into a gym. So it's okay.
Just take your bowling balls with you.
I would love to go on a trip where I don't have to take bowling balls. That is the dream, but I don't know how to do it.
Right.
I really don't. Like, it's such a habit that I don't know how to live without it. Now,
well,
if I went to the Bahamas,
look at Richie. His one of his last videos. He's like, "Yeah, I'm traveling for work. I only brought one ball with me. I had to stop and bowl somewhere."
Right.
yeah, but once again,
I'm the
it's
same.
just I can't, and I don't know how to properly vacation because I always want to. I get to a point if I'm out somewhere for a week, by day 3 or day 4, I want to come back and be productive. Like my cup gets filled sooner than I anticipated, and I have to wait it out to come back and do something. So now, under the right stipulation and the right buffet, that could change. But no, it's always fun talking to you guys. I wish we did it more often. But I understand my schedule for the longest time had been nuts. So I'm glad we got this.
No,
opportunity.
absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate
All right, boys. I was gonna say Vic. You're one of those people that anytime we can fit you in, we're definitely going to.
Absolutely.
I would love to jump on when I have the time for sure.
Yeah, well, dude. All you gotta do is let me know.
We'll
get you
do.
done.
And we'll entertain all topics. I'll even cook for you guys. I doubt I'll play that thing anytime on a live stream, but like we'll figure something out.
All right, boys. Well, I will see you next week. I will talk to you, Pickles, at some point the week. We always do. So,
Yep. Thanks everyone for stopping by tonight, and we'll see you. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, for sure. Take it easy. Have a good night, guys.